think I need to clean my glasses because I can barely see through these things right now. Okay, much better. Hello everyone, I am back in the UK, which is very exciting. It is such a beautiful day. Summer has finally bloomed. It was actually technically the first day of summer yesterday. UK summers are unmatched, I'm telling you. So I have a bunch of questions that I'm going to answer for you guys today. Just an update on my recent move. Also, I just want to say a quick thank you so much for all of your supportive and such lovely comments on the previous video where I announced that I was going to be moving back to the UK. It's bittersweet to be leaving somewhere after like such a long time, but you guys just made me feel so comforted and reassured me that it's going to be okay, and a lot of you were really supportive of my decision as well, which I really appreciated. So yeah, you've asked me lots of questions about my move back to the UK, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those. Is there a grieving process when moving countries? Absolutely, definitely. Not only are you grieving a country and a lifestyle and all the pros and cons that come along with living there, but I feel like when you leave a country you're also grieving a version of yourself. I feel like I've been different versions of myself both in the UK and Singapore and Bali. So absolutely, there's elements from each country and people that you are always going to miss when you move somewhere new. The mindset I'm trying to have is just that I'm so grateful that I even got to experience that as opposed to not at all. So as hard as it is to keep leaving countries and uproot and start again, I am so grateful for all the experiences that I have had. A lot of you were saying, like, I feel like I've had a lifetime of experiences and adventures in those past 10 years, and I have to just be so grateful that I even got to experience that. So yes, of course there is always a grieving process, and it definitely takes a while for me to get back into a new rhythm in a new country. I would say it genuinely takes at least 6 months when you move to a new country to kind of start to feel yourself again, and you're adapting to a whole new way of life. So if you are going through a similar transition, just be easy on yourself. Know that there is a grieving process, of course, but give yourself that time to readjust as well. I do think when you've lived abroad it makes you a lot more adaptable, just because you've had to learn to be more adaptable. Do you feel like moving home will feel like you've failed? No, definitely not. I think that falls into the same thing as I just said. How can I feel like I failed when I've had the most incredible experiences? No, definitely not. And if anything, I'm coming back with all the knowledge that I've gained through my experiences over the last decade. I have learned so much. I've probably genuinely had more life lessons living overseas than I would have had if I just stayed at home for those last 10 years. So no, definitely no failure on my end. I know you could have the mindset of, oh my god, I'm going back home, my life is over, but I don't feel that way at all. I'm trusting the process, and I also feel like you should always follow your intuition and listen to what your intuition is telling you. That's why I feel like I am where I am right now. Is there a big reason why you've moved, or are you just homesick? I think I explained in my previous video kind of my main reasons for wanting to leave. I just feel like when you've been the foreigner for so long, it can make you kind of have a loss of identity a little bit. I've been pondering over the last few years, thinking like, who am I really? What is the true version of myself outside of living in this foreign country, if that makes any sense? It's kind of a hard one to explain. I think without that close-knit family and community near you, you can start to have a little bit of loss of identity, and I think that's just how I was feeling. I kind of grew tired of being, yeah, I suppose the foreigner, which I know can sound like a weird thing, but I think anyone who's experienced what I'm talking about will understand to some extent. You just kind of want those home comforts and that familiarity back in your life, and it's not something that I needed like a few years ago, but I'm just at a point in my life now where I'm feeling like I do need that back in my life. Will you be going back to Asia from time to time? Yeah, I definitely hope so. I do not want this to be a definite goodbye to Asia, definitely not. So yeah, I don't know when I'll next be going back, but absolutely not goodbye. What is the first thing you are craving back in the UK? One of my favorite foods is strawberries. Like, my favorite fruit is strawberries, and I have not been able to enjoy them because in Singapore and Bali they cost like $12 to $15 to buy strawberries because they're imported, and because it's summer as well. Like, summer is my favorite time. I eat so much fruit in summer, and I just want to get a punnet of strawberries and just eat as much as I can. And the strawberries here as well, they taste so different. They taste like really, really fresh, and they cost like £2. So I'm very excited about that. What else? I'm excited for good cheese. Like, I love cheese. I'm a big cheese person. Things like crumpets, which I know sounds so British, but I do love a good crumpet with loads of butter and Marmite on. If you guys aren't following me on TikTok already, I'll leave it down below. Go give me a follow on TikTok. I'm going to be documenting like my life here in the UK, and I'm going to do a series where I try all my favourite foods again, and you guys might be interested in that, so go give me a follow. I'm also just really excited for home cooking. The other day I made a cake. I baked a cake, which I haven't been able to do in Bali because like ovens don't exist in Bali. I made a lemon drizzle cake and it came out amazing. I was really impressed. I've just been making things like stews and things like that. It's just really nice to be able to buy the ingredients that's not going to cost an absolute fortune. Don't get me wrong, the prices have definitely gone up, but it's not as expensive as in Singapore. And yeah, just cooking from home, like, oh my god, what a luxury. I love it. Would you ever move out of the UK again for a significant other? Okay, good, interesting question. I think that at my age, no. I don't regret moving to the other side of the world for someone, but I will say, if you are going to do that, you need to be really aware of the consequences if it doesn't go the way you planned it. So if the relationship kind of ends while you are overseas, I've seen this happen to a lot of women, and maybe this is a topic that I need to be talking about more of, especially if you're like an expat woman that has moved or relocated because of your partner. It puts you as a woman in a really vulnerable position if things don't go as planned. I would maybe just say, if you are a woman, be conscious of that. I think just make sure you've got your own career, you're not 100% reliant on your partner, if that is the case, that you are moving overseas for them. But that's a really hard thing to consider, because if you are relocating country as a partnership, it's not something you're really going to be thinking about. But I know that it's left, yeah, like I said, a lot of women in vulnerable positions, especially like trailing spouses. I need to think a bit more about that one, but let me know if that's something you'd be more interested in. Are you still offering coaching? Yes, I am. I'm still doing social media coaching, one-on-one social media coaching, so for mainly Instagram, but I also do TikTok and YouTube. So I work with individuals who are either aspiring content creators or own businesses where they're trying to grow their social media for their businesses. I'll leave a link down below to my coaching. You can just fill out the quick form if you're interested in working with me one-on-one. I absolutely love it. I have found it so fulfilling because I've been doing content creation for over 10 years now, and sharing all the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years and helping others grow their social media has just been so rewarding to me, because this is a very like individualistic career. It's very like self-centered in a way. It's always like you're just working by yourself and you're creating content by yourself, and it's kind of always about you. But I love that I've been able to be of service to other people and really give them the confidence to create like engaging content. So yeah, I've been loving splitting my time between doing this for myself and also the coaching side of it. Will you be staying with your parents? Yes, I am currently staying with my parents, which I love. I am so lucky to live in the countryside, but I'm also really close to London, so I kind of get the best of both worlds. I'm obsessed with the countryside because after coming here from Bali, it is so quiet and peaceful here, I cannot tell you. I have just been like soaking in the peacefulness. It's so nice to switch off from crazy Canggu. Like I said, London isn't far at all, so I just pop into London whenever I need to, and I can still get that city element. I've also really changed my perspective on moving back in with the parents, because you guys know I lived in Singapore, where it's very normal for people to live with their parents up until they get married, and I used to have like quite strong opinions about that, as I do. But I also do admit when my opinions change. Why would you like not give yourself the opportunity to move out and kind of be more independent? But I see the flip side, because one, I think it gives adults the opportunity to save a lot of money, and two, I think it's nice when you're all in a household together. Like, different generations are looking out for each other. I've lived on my own now when I was in Singapore, and it is nice. I think it's nice to live on your own, but it's also can be very lonely, and I'm not sure that we are supposed to like live on our own. There's definitely elements of living alone that feel really like a bit abnormal, because it is so solitary and like, yeah, I would say lonely. So I'm quite content just being here at home. And I've been redoing my room, and I've made myself a little office. I've also loved just being able to shop. And I know I talked about in Bali where like I wasn't really shopping anymore just because everything is so expensive and there's not really anywhere to shop. But I feel like in the UK, everything is so accessible and they have such cute stuff here. So I've been doing a little bit of like home decor shopping. I've kind of just been yapping, so I'm gonna end the video here, but thank you guys for watching as always, and I hope you're ready for English vlogs. I'm definitely going to do a lot more English countryside vlogs because I think a lot of you have enjoyed that. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and follow me on my socials below, and I will see you next week. Bye.